Inside the computer rental shop, two youngsters talking about the guy who just finished the hardest map in the game. They were amazed and couldn't believe that this guy finished the new map easily, since it was very difficult, so they think the player named Kongchi isn't a human because of his skills. But they didn't know Kongchi was actually behind them while they were talking about him being an AI since the things he's doing aren't normal. His friend came up to him, asking if he had heard those kids talking about him being an AI. But he wonders why he still stays in this PC cafe, even though he's making a lot of money. Our protagonist responded that the food in here is great, and since he got the first place again, he asks his friend to treat him properly. Kongchi's friend began to get annoyed from his arrogance, like ranking first in a game is his routine, so he asked Kongchi if what is he if he's not an AI. In reality, Kongchi really thinks he's like an AI since playing games isn't giving him the fun anymore. Later on, they went their separate ways. The reason why he's obsessed with the world inside the games is, in the real world, he had no control of everything, and the things that are simple in a game are impossibly difficult in real life. For example, at this pole, he can't even move it however he wants. But in a game, he could resize and move it in a single click. Another example came in when a truck was about to hit Kongchi. He can't even remove this truck like how he wants in the game. As it about to hit him, the track managed to slam his brake. Our dumbass protagonist thought he's about to get isekai'd. As the man yelled for his stupidity, Kongchi just pointed the walk light, and he advised the driver to watch where he's going. The driver startled to see the light change as he didn't notice it earlier. Kongchi continued his way while thinking about designing the real world as he pleased to make things easier, and he could have created the new world he was dreaming. Suddenly the crane snaps, making the metal bar fall. Unfortunately, there was a kid underneath. Kongchi saw it, and his instincts kicks in. As the metal bar about to hit the girl, Kongchi managed to push her, saving her life from the danger. Her eyes widened after seeing Kongchi's lifeless body underneath the metal bar. His consciousness slowly fading while thinking this is the reality. Kongchi's body flowed in afterlife. He woke up, wondering where he was. All he can see is a pitch black like a black hole, but he remembered he just died. He suddenly heard a voice telling to him he have lost his mortal life. A dark menace figure appeared and said, "How is the hell of oblivion? Now it is time to face reality." Kongchi's ass got startled from how it looks, and asked who he was, and why does he mean about hell of oblivion. But this crazy creature ignored his question, and just said death is a cycle of a life. He starts to get annoyed as he can't comprehend what it said to him. Moreover, the dark figure grant him the chance to remember. Kongchi yelled as he can't understand what this creature meant. Once again, it ignored his words and told him to open his eyes. Kongchi wondering what is this MF trying to do. Then his vision shifted. Turn out that his body migrated. He looked around wondering where he was. But based on his observation, the place looks like a castle. When he turned around he saw his reflection in a mirror, so he got startled to see himself in a different body. Then he realized a typical scenario in an anime, where a protagonist getting isekai in other world. At first, he thought it's only a dream, but when he looked around, it was so real. He felt strange about the landscape like an old castle. Also he's confused who he was. Someone suddenly yelled, saying, "Kella Appa, why are you muttering to yourself like that?" So at this point, a crazy-ass girl suddenly stabbed him, and this made him more confused what is happening. This crazy-ass looking girl pulled her sword from his body. She then asked him if how it feels like he's dying, which ironically funny, to think someone just stabbed you then ask what it feels to die. The pain spread on his body as his solar plexus had been pierced. He asked her what is she doing, and she responded, "Why the sudden drama, Kella Appa? I just want to kill you, because I can't stand the sight of you." Kongchi startled to see her being so serious of killing him. Someone hit her hand, causing to let go of her sword. It was Tarm, their big brother, and she got mad for interfering again. Tarm pulled a glass of green fluid while scolding Seldra for making fun of his brother. While he's enduring the pain, he's getting more confused from these people's identity. Tarm handed him a drink, so he didn't hesitate to drink it all, thinking it was a potion in this world. But Tarm was surprised to see him drinking it without resisting. Kella suddenly feel a sharp pain in his throat. He got choked because of the burning sensation in his throat, so he realized it was a poison. Seldra make fun of him because she's supposed to kill him, but Tarm think he won't die that easily. In Kella's thought, he wonder why do he have to suffer like this. The door suddenly opened, and the guards announced that the Demon King Hel Kaldun has returned from his hero hunt, so Seldra, and Tarm wasn't surprised he came early. Kella realized this was his father. In this world, He was the son of the demon king, Hel-Kaldun. Upon entering the castle, the first thing he noticed was the unpleasant sound. Seldra immediately reasoned herself that Kella picked a fight first, but Kaldun doesn't want to hear any excuses, and he chokes both of his kids. Kaldun got annoyed from the sound of the weak's cry in the demon castle, since this is a disgrace for them. While they were being choked, they trying to apologize. Upon Kella's observation, since they are sibling, he realized this person is his father in this world. His father declared that he only let two sounds can be heard in the demon king's castle. The first one is the glorious cries of demon births, and the second one is the sound of honorable death. When he heard it, he knew he fucked up. So Kaldun punished them all at once. Kaldun just left them suffering after getting punished from their arrogance and weakness. Kella slowly realized that he's not just reincarnate into another world, but he ended up reincarnating as this damn demon king's son. He curses this damn world because there's too many possibility to get isekai, but instead he ended up in this life with father issue. Let's talk about the previous owner of our protagonist body. While he was crying on her mother about getting stabbed in the eye with a fork, his mother showed a bit empathy for his pain. He added that Tarm put poison in his food, and we can see his mother's I felt pity about hearing this. So she think Kella should pay them back like a proper demon, but since he was a kid, he doesn't want to do this since he's scared they might kill him. Instead of giving him a motherly advice, she asked why don't he kill them first before they could kill him. Young Kella was surprised to hear this. She revealed that his father became the demon king after killing Evelyn of his own siblings. That means he must make sure killing them first. She pulled a knife behind her, then demonstrate on how he should stab his siblings, and while reading this for you, it really feels like we're in a crazy-ass damn family issue. Kella woke up, scared and panicking after thinking he was stabbed again. His assistants asked if he regained his consciousness, but he refused to answer after dreaming about memories of Kella Kaldun's which his current body. Not only that, all the woods on his body have been healed, so he realized Kella's body have incredible regenerative powers. Since he's sleeping a while, his assistant reminded him about the family meal that's going to happen soon. This is Rin, Kella's exclusive service, and this crazy-ass looking girl always looked down on Kella for being weaker than the other siblings. In previous owner of Kella's body, he used to be a damn lazy guy and jealous that his brother's servant helped Tarm to dress. When she told she's going to put on his clothes, he immediately refuses. Rin reminded him that today is the blanket sterilization, which made Kella confused since this should be doing by her as a servant, and his guess was right as Rin tricked him for doing such jobs that she supposed to take break. She even put a doll in his room to take a day off since Kella wasn't strong and can't punish her. So Kangchi was a bit disappointed for Kella for being a demon king's son, yet even his servants being submissive to him. This reminded his past life that he eagerly wanted to change. In this life, it wasn't different from the last one he had where if you're underestimated, you will die. The feast had began and Kella arrived. His father looks mad at him for being late. Just glaring at his father, he immediately feels an overwhelming presence. He goes to his seat and apologizes for being late, but his crazy sister kicks a dagger into his foot that hurt him a lot. Seldra mocked and teased him. In his thought, he can't let them know who he really was as he don't know what will happen. So he decided to endure it. Proceeds to eat his meal. His suddenly feel a sensation to his body, and assuming it was a poison. It was right since Tarm was the one who made the soup. Kella just sarcastically agreed to her question about his soup being good. So he had enough with these devilish bastards, and since these crazy-ass family isn't his actual family, he decided to had enough and do something to change Kella's fate. In his previous life, he have always wanted to achieve something on his own. In games with this passion, he was recognized as the best in map design. But in reality, he was bullied by these damn ignorant people who always pick fight with the weaks. He can't do anything and accept his fate since he was powerless, but he doesn't want to die again. He lifted the soup that Tarm made and throws it to Seldra's face. Then he pulled the dagger from his leg and throwed it to Tarm. Kaldun got surprised from his sudden action, but Kella wasn't done yet and called his father's attention and asked what kind of demon family that has warm family dinners. While telling to every to eat separately, he flips the goddamn table. This surprises everyone because this is the first time Kella acted like this. After their feast, he felt good after doing all that chaotic crash out. Of course, his father beat him half to death for flipping the table, but he healed instantly again. Not only that, he can feel the mysterious power rising, so he realized this is the means of being Demon King's son. While he was contemplating about what to do next, Rin reminded him about the magic class that about to come, but he shows his dominance to her, and ordering her to stop ordering him around. Rin were really surprised from his sudden changes. Then Kella think about the magic class, since this is one of the worst parts of Kella's memories. Our boy doesn't want to avoid it, and proceed to Magic Academy. Their instructor checked the students one by one, and see Seldra and Tarm absent. While observing other students, he acknowledges these foolish youngsters who etched into Kella's memory. Here's a little background about Kella about this school. His classmates love to make him a target practice. They ignore his pain and continuously torturing Kella to satisfy themselves. The true demons of the demon tribe, those who tormented Kella and enjoyed it like a game. Even his sister giving them permissions to not hesitate and go all into his poor body. So Kella can't help himself because he doesn't want to fight. This made him realize Kella wasn't weak in power, but he was just weak in heart. But since Kangchi had his body, things will be different, and he assured Kella that he will use this power properly. Later on, their instructor announced they will have another sparring, so the guy always picked a fight with Kella wants to go first. While proceeding, he mocked Kella for being the Demon King's son, yet he's too weak. Kella control his anger and wants to shows him what he deserve. Their instructor tell them to proceed with the second round. This MF didn't hesitate and cast his magic to his hand. While the sparring had began, these damn students think Kella would get beaten again today and going to cry. Listening to those comments, he think they are ignorant jerks who make fun of weaks. In his thought, Kangchi and Kella had similarities. Because in his previous life, before entering the dungeon, he had no money or strength, and everyone looked down on him. But in this life, he assured Kella that's only a past that he would never want to go back. This crazy dumbass got surprised on Kella's aura, since this is the first time he showcased his magic power. Everyone left speechless after seeing Kella's immense aura. Because of that, he can't move from the pressure that Kella caused. Kella took this opportunity and charges all his magic power to his hand, as he want to end this in a single hit. As he landed this powerful attack, this dog shit pushed so hard to the ground. All the students, and even his instructor by his overwhelming power. They assuming he might be dead after taking that powerful attack from Kella. While he's on the ground, Kella asked him, "What did you just say? You dare misspeak in front of the Demon King's son?" Rude apologized and called him Lord Kella. He threatened Rude on not to make this mistake again in front of him, or else he would be mashed potato next time. While everyone was frightened from him, he called his scared instructor and asked if they shall continue the lesson. Kella acted like nothing just happened. Meanwhile, Rin at the back noticed something was wrong with him. But the important thing is, his father saw everything. He coldly looked at Kella as he was observing his changes in his growth. Meanwhile at the castle of Hel Khaldun, Seldra screaming and said he won't forgive Kella. While she's yapping about Kella throwing a soup on her face, Tarm told her to calm down and focus on healing. He revealed that they don't have the same recovery power like Kella. Seldra think it was weird since Kella only the one who had such recovery power. Not only that, Tarm noticed Kella's changes. The way he act are so different from before that shocks everyone in the room. At that moment, even if it was just for a brief instant, their father smiled, a smile that he never seen in his entire life. Seldra crashed out and wondered why would his father smiled at Kella. Tarm agreed since this thing wasn't ordinary after all. Seldra asked what he meant, and Tarm responded, "I know you'd rather die than join hands with me, but how about we pause our fight and work together to take care of Kella's first?" Sorelda find it funny at first, but she think it's a good idea. Their plan is to kill Kella first before Kella catches their father's attention again. Inside the class, Kella was surprised to see a figure that their instructor shows. This is Lord Turk Khaldun, the former Demon King. For him, he looks super grotesque when you look at him. Their instructor told them that Lord Turk was the most powerful Demon King of all, but he was drowned down by the vile schemes of the Heaven Guild. Since then, guilds seeking the chance to strike, swarming around their demon castle. When he heard it, this reminds him of another bad memory of Kella. Because of these guilds, they can't even escape from the demon castle. So their race had no other choice than living in this castle forever. Those are Kella's memory from these guilds. With the massive Heaven Guild at the center, those guilds are still preparing to attack their castle, and by the help of their current king, they were focused on combat training to wipe them out. All the students fired up with determination and confidence, but for him, he had more things to focus on than fighting. After the class, he goes to the rooftop. The first thing he was thinking is to find a way to get out of here, because if he stays any longer, He might die in strange way in any moment with this crazy-ass family. Kella called Rin's attention, asking if his father say he would head out again in 3 days, which she agreed. Kella said, "Did you know? Our castle has a major weakness. We don't have a map designer who utilizes terrain for combat." He revealed that the damn guilds are using the surrounding neglected terrain to target them. So using that fact before the next sortie, Kella going to redesign the map of this demon castle, and by doing this will help his father to annihilate those foolish guilds. Not only that, this will also help him from escaping this hellish place. Since this place is different from reality, that means he can design the map however he want. Kella immediately ordered Rin to create a secret office in the castle's basement. He wants a space to work secretly without his father's eyes on him. Meanwhile, his father was peacefully sitting to heal all the wounds he attained from the previous fight. But he was thinking Kella trying to deceive him, so he wants to check it before it's too late. Upon arrival, Kella's expectation for his secret office was far beyond his expectation. The office that Rin prepared are very trash, and doesn't seem a son of the Demon King's office. Rin did this since he ordered to prepare in secret, and this is all they could manage. Somehow, Kella had enough and proceed while thinking of handling her aggressively at regular intervals to show dominance to their relation. Rin was scared since Kella wasn't the old Kella anymore, but there's something caught her interest. The way he act right now makes him looks cool, so she starts to admire him. But Kella scolded her for staring, and ordered her to get him a coffee, which she did while rushing. Since she's gone, he proceeded to observe the map structure. After a short observation, he began designing the map. On the other side, while Rin was rushing to make a coffee, she got confused about what is coffee since there's no such drink for their race. Out of nowhere, Khaldun saw her, asking what is she doing here without Kella. So he asked where is Kella. Rin tried her best to make a reason, but the Demon King scared her. Going back to Kella's office, he was a bit entertained doing this. Because in this world, there are many similar aspects to a game. Just like in his previous life, he enjoyed making maps. Someone knocked the door, but since no one answering, this guy used his magic to forcefully get inside. Turns out this was his father, who's mad for creating a secret office without his report. Kella was surprised, but he was even more surprised as his father struck his stomach. He scolded his son for hiding like a coward and advises Kella to challenge him like a man if he wants to kill his own father. As Kella wants to explain, the pain from his father's attack are so different that making him to stop talking. Like he's going to die from this pain. Kella pulled out a map to show it to his father. Khaldun asked, "What is this?" Kella said, "The other region of this area is extremely unfavorable for battles with the guilds. If we modify the terrain as I designed, it will be a great help in battle." This caught his father's attention and pulled his hand from his body. He asked Kella why he need to create the office in secret, which he explained that his father was an egoistic person, and once he told that he want to help him, he knew he would get angry. So he planned to show it once everything was completed. Kella declared as the child of the Demon King, he wanted to help his father in the annihilation of heaven. His father low-key surprised from his determination. While Rin is surprised Kella dared to say those words in front of the Demon King. However, his father asked how many days he needed to make it, and Kella was surprised to his father's response about his plans. He repeated himself and said, "How many days will it take to complete the blueprints?" Kella thinks his father understood his map, so he told 5. Khaldun assumed he needs 5 days to make it, but the reassembly of heaven is in 3 days. That means his blueprints will be useless. Kella told him that he was wrong. He didn't mean 5 days but instead 5 hours. This stopped his father from leaving the room after thinking if it was near impossible. Kella confidently said, "In 3 days from now, before the battle against heaven, it will be finished," and he demanded a permission to command to orchestrate the design. He starts to think, but he realized it was possible. So he agreed and ordered him to complete the blueprint, but before leaving the room, he threatened Kella if this plans is just a bluff, he surely tear him apart like he would do to his blueprints. He agreed and promised he would do it. His father finally leaves the room, and Kella was so happy his plan worked. He suddenly feel the pain from his throat, then he puked blood due to his wounds. Kella was a bit low-key mad for having daddy issues, like killing his own son isn't a big deal. Beside him was Rin, who watches him enduring the pain from his wounds, while admiring his determination on persuading the Demon King to his plans. So Kella got mad and scolded her to take him to the recovery room. As promised, he completed the blueprint in 5 hours. The forces of the Demon King's castle gathered for a massive construction effort. The wizards cast illusion magic outside the construction area, modifying the terrain so that the enemies wouldn't notice. It made our boy feels like his new map was being created within a game. Everything proceeded according to his design. On the other side, at the Heaven Guild's gathering place, someone was crashing out. This is the leader of Heaven Guild, Hermes' son, and he heard about the demon race reconstructed their surrounding terrain. His scout added they are using illusion magic to create distractions. Hermes' son starts to think what are they planning, so the scout asked if they should attack to stop them. Hermes' son said no because it would be useless to do anything at this point. Because in 3 days, the elite unit trained by Talia will arrive, and this are the Talcan. This unit has been training the elite unit Talcan for decades, and this elite force is finally completed. That means, it is impossible to defeat an elite unit that has been prepared for decades in just 3 days, so Hermes' son assumed that the Demon King Hell will ultimately be subjugated. Meanwhile, the Talcan unit had been moving forward TP the Demon Castle. They swore to cut off the lineage of the Demon King and burn the Demon King's castle to the ground. This girl is Commander Skillies, and she was amazed of Captain Kilmon's leadership for being extraordinary. One of her unit asked if they really going to succeed in hunting the Demon King, and she agreed since the Talcan is different from other guilds. Later on, inside the Demon King's castle, Hel Kaldun was contemplating about Kella's blueprint as it was real. Not only that, it doesn't have shortcomings. Also his body reaching its limits, so he's worried about possible drawbacks in a fight. Tomorrow's battle wasn't just a normal battle, but a decisive battle to setting the long conflict between heaven and demon. The renovation of the castle had been started, and they waste no time as the fight will come sooner or later. Kella observes the progress, and seems everything proceeds as he planned. While doing this, he feels different from when he create maps in a game, as he can reconstruct real terrain as he wishes. After this, all he had to wait is for hell and heaven to clash, and the day of the decisive battle is tomorrow. The next day, the day of the battle, the strongest unit Talcan had arrived. Upon arrival, the Talcan unit doesn't want to waste any time, and wants to strike the Demon King immediately, and this made Hermes' son excited to hear this. Everyone raises their arms, declaring their victory will be theirs. But this celebration interrupts as a magic circle on the ground appeared. Captain Kilmon got surprised and called everyone to form a defensive line to defend. They fall back as the magic circle's force getting stronger. Everyone got startled as they saw Hel Kaldun throwing himself inside their forces. Hel Kaldun's appearance slowly showing up, and upon his arrival, everyone was confused how he managed to get here. Earlier, Kella's plan is to eliminate the embankment that had been channeled by the heavens, and this is the surveillance magic. So while they are off guard, they are going to use space movement magic without being detected. His father understood his plans, and he's going to use teleportation magic to get inside heaven. Seldra think this is a pathetic move to use a space movement magic into the heart of the enemies, and Tarm agreed to her since this plan is too dangerous for their father. This triggers Hel Kaldun for doubting his power as the Demon King. They tried to say they are just concerned about his health. But Hel Kaldun doesn't want to hear anything from them since he made up his decision. This is the plan to ambush the Heavens Guild. They distanced themselves away from him and confidently said he will regret showing himself before him. Captain Kilmon immediately ordered all the units to unleash a full attack. Their attack hits Hel Kaldun, making a huge explosion. Kella heard this noise from afar. Since all forces have assembled, he declared to the warriors' unit to charge. Everyone wore cries while charging. The Heavens Guild saw the forces of the Demon King's castle charging, so they tried to stop them, but they were caught off guard as monsters from underground suddenly showed up. At this moment, they knew they are fucked up. Clenching his fist, Kella observes the fight and seems proceeding according to his plan. Out of nowhere, Seldra and Tarm came to him, and they refused to do his plan. They were equipped with weapons, and this shocks him. Tarm striked him, telling this is the time for him to die. It pierces through his body and injects a venom inside. Tarm called Serelda to do her job. She charges with full speed and chopping off Kella's head. The smile does killing their brother succeed. While Kella left speechless, after everything goes to his plan, his life end like this. They pushed his body from the top, letting his lifeless body on the ground. Kella tried to speak, but he can't. Since they finished cutting Kella's head, they are now planning to help their father. But Tarm was surprised when Seldra pulled out her sword and stabbing his shoulder. Seldra tried to deceive him since Tarm wasn't that fast to react from these kinds of attack. Tarm was even more surprised to see her using their mother's forbidden weapon. Seldra doesn't care about it since they are demons, and this kind of thing for them wasn't a big deal after all. Tarm gone mad at her for making this far. Seldra wants to do this to get rid of them, and be the only one to inherit their father's legacy. Tarm can't believe he was betrayed. He charges at her, swearing to kill her. While Seldra do the same and mocked him by stabbing her sword, he will be dead for sure. Their attack collided. Meanwhile, beheaded Kella are just watching this from below. The words he just said is, "How could you be so demonic without a single deviation from my expectations?" At this moment, he loses consciousness. The ground suddenly cracks. This was made by Rin from their secret underground office. She grabs his head and body to the corner and hug it tightly while doing her best to put back his head to his body. Meanwhile, the demons goes through the secret passage that they made. Their plan is to hit the Heavens Guild from behind. They were surprised that the Heavens Guild knew about this, and they tried to counteract their attack. The demons ignore the fact of being noticed and proceed to do everything they could for the demons' race. On the other side, a dragon was busy fighting against Hel Kaldun. He was fired up to fight against a dragon after a long time. Hel Kaldun easily decapitate its head only by force. Captain Kilmon declared to Talcon unit that Philly, the dragon, had been down. The Heavens Guild mages unleash all attacks, but the demons wasn't that easily to take down. Hel Kaldun unleashes his power, so one of the units of Talcon starts to get anxious about their situation. He was even more surprised when he saw Hel Kaldun's body transforming into more demonic and devilish form, and this badass shit getting so real. By observing his appearance, this is the form that Captain Kilmon saw in the ancient texts. Commander Skillies revealed this is the Demon King's most powerful awakened form. Her left-hand soldier can't move after being so scared to see this. Skillies yelled at him to stay focused as they can't afford to be crushed by Hel Kaldun's fear. Meanwhile, even Captain Kilmon can't control himself from getting trembled by such power of Hel Kaldun. In Hel Kaldun's thought, one single flaw in Kella's blueprints, they can deploy forces in one go to the heart of heaven, but there's no retreat after the battle, and this is the one flaw he noticed. But as the Demon King, he can't mention it because worrying about retreat is not what a Demon King should do. He's low-key amazed for Kella's ability to determine every problem from the start. For now, this isn't the issue, because all matter is their goal to annihilate all the Heavens Guild. Captain Kilmon declared that Hel Kaldun will go all out in his awakened form. He charges and daring everyone to risk their lives one and for all. Hel Kaldun put his guard up, making a huge explosion behind the mountains. On the other side, where Kella and Rin was, she held his head while begging to get back. Earlier, on his secret office, they were experimenting Kella's body, and by putting back his body. Rin wonder if it worked, which it does, where his amputated easily patched up from his body again. Since this was the case, he wants to take a risk on his head. Rin think he's gone crazy to try if his head would patched up too. Kella forcing her to cut his head, which she refused to do this. Therefore, he had enough for this experiments and ordered her to go to Seldra's attendant and say what he instructed, and she must do it as naturally as possible. She starts talking to Seldra's attendant and said Kella is planning to kill Seldra in this battle. She added that Kella also going to use the Demon King's fight against Heaven as a distraction. Seldra's attendant gone mad after hearing this, so Rin advised her if Seldra could take off Kella's head, because this will make him die without his recovery ability. Which actually happened right now, and since Kella's plan worked according to his crazy plan. She had high hopes for Kella, on not to die for nothing like an idiot. Kella suddenly spoke up and asked her who is he calling an idiot. Rin was shocked for his comeback, and Kella explained to her that he came from a close-to-death situation after being cut by a magical imbued sword that slows down his healing. But the important thing is he's still alive, and they are now going to proceed for their next plan. Rin felt relief after seeing him look so fine after thinking he truly died. She hugged him so tight that make our boy blush. Kella pushed her away and said, "Hey, stop it. Anyway, I'm alive, so I'm going." He raises his arm and break the contract with Rin to give her freedom from now on. Rin were touched by his kindness, unlike the other demon. Kella reminded her since the contract was also broken, she can finally live freely without being bound. That means she is now able to decide on her own. While Kella leaving her behind, she remembered the day Kella telling her to stop being a servant, but instead of being his friend. Even though she's a servant, Kella treated her like a friend, unlike his siblings who truly treat them as servant for their whole life. While crying, Rin wants to go with him even though Kella told her to live freely on her own. Meanwhile, Captain Kilmon were injured by their fight. But Hel Kaldun were more injured, yet still standing. Even he's in a bad shape. Standing tall like a true great devil. Captain Kilmon starts to doubt for himself, as he can't even win against Hel Kaldun, even though he's angry, and by looking at him right now, he knew no human being could prevent this disaster. Hel Kaldun observes his surroundings and saw the enemy forces are nearing annihilated. But there's a problem, his forces also do the same. Also he noticed Sorelda, Tarm and Kella isn't coming. So he had no other choice since this was his own fight. Hel Kaldun used his remaining power to put everything in end. Kella and Rin finally saw the entrance, and this is the point where they can escape from Demon King's castle surveillance magic. Once he get out of here, he will be free. But Rin stopped her as she felt someone's magic power approaching towards them. Luckily she was aware and used her defense magic to protect Kella. Because of the terrible smell that's spreading all over the castle, Rin knew something bad just happened. Turns out that there are guards from Heaven's Guild that guarding this hidden cave, and they are glad that they went into hiding just in case. Kella was surprised they had put guards in the secret passage in advance, and they pretended they not know this place under construction. The guards followed up another attack to push them back, while Rin had a hard time to compete to their powers, so she advised Kella to run. Kella wondered if she meant going by herself, which she agreed, since she's just a mere servant who prioritized to protect their master. From what Kella remembered from his past was, Rin only capable of basic defensive magic, which means her attack magic is weak. So Kella understood that Rin risking her life to make him evacuate from this situation. Rin saw him not running away, so she asked what he's doing. Kella suddenly grabs her shoulder and throw her away, telling her not to pretend she's strong. Kella doesn't want her to die in front of him, because this make him feel like dirty, and Rin was surprised by his reaction. The guards threatened him since there's no chance for him to escape. He casted a spell as he knew Kella was the weakest in the Demon King's castle, and a single intermediate magic could take him easily. Kella was always timid and powerless. Never once did he show any real strength. So she show off what he can do with his power. Rin was surprised by what he did. Even the guards found it ridiculous, as they know he's supposed to have low-level magical power only. Kella dashes through thin air, slamming the guard's head to the ground. The guard caught off guard by sudden changes on Kella. He tries to beg for some time, but Kella didn't give him a chance and blasted his face with his power. This instantly loses consciousness. Rin got flabbergasted after witnessing Kella neutralizing the Wizard of Heaven in a single strike. The other Heaven guards think it's just a bluff since he was a coward with no fighting ability. He stood up and repeat what he said earlier about their informant being problematic after giving false information about him. They decided to joint their light spear magic to strike Kella. This attack assured their victory once it hit because all their magical power were pour in it. So they either fail or die by using this. Rin told him to avoid it, but it was too late and both of them were caught by this attack. Kella tried to move his body but he can't. Rin called his name and apologized for not able to protect him. Afterwards, they are going to finish them off. One of them pulled a magical imbued dagger. But his comrade stopped him for a while as he wanted to make fun with Rin since he had a perfect-shaped body. Rin refuses, but she can't do anything as her body can't move from their magical spear. Kella gone mad as these people also treat other people like objects which similar to his previous life. Therefore, they proceed to finish Kella first. In Kella's thought, he can't stop looking at the exit as he about to reach it to escape this hellish tribe. He began to wonder if after all he did, he was just going to die like this. The Heaven's Guard raises his sword to cut his head, and Rin screamed his name. But his body starts to absorb an unknown magical power. Then he wondered what is this feeling, like someone is coming. Kella was surprised to see his father's figure in front of him, thinking he had already finished the fight or his plan had gone wrong. His father said, "Listen, Kella, I've been fighting them all this time and have considered countless scenarios." This confused him what he was talking about. Hel Kaldun revealed that Seldura's attitude had no courtesy towards the same demon tribe as the successor to the great demon king. Tarm also had no lack of greed ascend to the throne of the demon king. That means both of them are not suitable for benign the demon king. Hel Kaldun revealed that the demon king used his magic power just before he died, and it can be passed down to that bloodline. Kella was shocked to hear this. Even in a short period of time, Hel Kaldun saw the hope to Kella to become the successor of Demon King. Kella humbly think about those hope being just an illusion. But Hel Kaldun ignored it and continued to pass his bloodline to his son, bestowing his remaining power upon him. Kella wants to refuse it, but Kaldun had no other choice than trusting his son to become the true Demon King. His last wish to Kella is not mourned to his death. It turns out that Kaldun had been defeated. Commander Skillies can't believe and confirm the death of Demon King. Unfortunately for Captain Kilmon, he didn't make it and sacrifice himself along with the Demon King. Captain Skillies honored his death. Meanwhile, the Talcon unit looking at their dead bodies, and upon realizing the Demon King is dead, they cheered and celebrate their victory. Let's go back to Kella. The process of possessing the power of the great Demon King had began. Rin was shocked to see him dispelling the Heaven's Guard magic. The Heaven's Guard got startled when they felt Kella's magical power exploded just a sudden. Kella wickedly laughed and looked at his newfound power after the death of his father. It turns out that this what he planned, throwing his own father to his death to take the throne of the Demon King. Since these guards use all they've got, they decided to run away, but Kella won't give them a slight of chance to escape. They called Rin a devil, and this triggers him more for what they just said to Rin. Our Sigma boy dashes in and strike this foolish guard for calling Rin a devil. In a single strike, he managed to take them down. Kella were amazed from Hell's power, but it puts a lot of strain to his body since his body wasn't compatible yet. He can't maximize its strength. Kella asked Rin if she can move, which she agreed, and he told they are going out. As they leave the demon's castle, Kella was amazed by outstanding beauty of the outside. Since he was free, his plan is to go wherever he want to live the life he wanted. Suddenly, a beam of strike to his body. Rin, this is a teleportation magic, and Kella was surprised, so he reaches his hand to Rin, and she didn't hesitate to do this. After the teleportation, they wonder where they were. Rin is confused if he already knew to use teleportation magic, and Kella denied from doing this. He think his father prepared this before he died like a magic alarm that was put on out family. Rin also noticed their wounds being healed. But Kella think they had spent 3 days inside the teleportation magic considering the healing period in case of an emergency. This surprised her more that 2 magic were used at the same time. In his thought, he felt ashamed that his father would cast such a spell on their children. Rin wants to make sure if the great Demon King had been already dead, and Kella agreed. And just as he planned. Since this was the case, Rin declared that she will follow his footsteps from becoming the great Demon King. This caught his attention. She felt the way when he saw his changes and sure that Kella is the one who will become the true Demon King. So she stood her ground and declared from now on, until Kella ascends to the throne of the great Demon King, she will be reborn as a true servant. Kella thought she is just making a big mistake, but he had other choice and let her whatever she want. Upon going further, they saw a huge palace, and this is new to be the land of wizards Arsal. A poster also displayed stating the great Demon King Kaldun is destroyed. This startled them both after teleporting in this place, and they might get hurt if they stay here any longer. Rin advised him to use their transformation magic before these people find out who they are. Kella advised Rin to give everything she knew about this place. Arsal is a small island nation located at the eastern end of Talua. It is receiving energy from the giant divine beast Watergate that lives in the nearby sea. So naturally magic developed, and they have trained many powerful wizards. A country currently under the rule of Talua since ancient times, they have been calling for the eradication of demons. Kella understands this, but the question in his mind is, why did his father send him to such a dangerous place? Even Rin is curious why would they come to the capital of Arsal, and she advised to run away. But Kella doesn't want to run away without preparations. He contemplates about achieving his dream in this world, and the crucial thing in this life is magic. But the thing is, everything in here is made of magic. Even ordinary buildings are imbued with magic. There are even buildings that levitate. So he plans to learn the Arsal's magic in order for him to create more diverse structures than in the game. All of a sudden, Rin's stomach crumbles. So Kella decided to fill their bellies first. Since this is the first time Rin tasted the Arsal's magical dish, she was delighted from its taste. She wasn't done yet and wants to try another. They bought baguette, but even they eat 2 kind of food, she still wasn't done yet as she wants to try another. Later on they head to a magic pub. Inside, some warriors were celebrating their victory against the Demon King. These warriors are the Talcon unit. However, Rin and Kella didn't realize they are drunk. Kella think it would be a bad idea if he take a break. But as the ceremony going, Commander Skillies noticed Kella and Rin. She excused herself and asked them if they are a couple. Kella and Rin immediately leave the room as he puke after drinking too much. She even teases him for drinking too much in their celebration of Demon King's Earth, but Kella madly responded she's the one who suggested to drink. Their attention shifted after seeing the Talcon unit gathering for a new S-rank quest, so they are confused what is this quest since the Demon King is dead. S-rank quest before is about the Demon King, so they wonder what is this one. Rin grabbed Kella's drunk ass down to the tower to check it out. Upon arriving at the tower, they were surprised to his own face posted to the Arsal. This made him so mad as this people after him. Rin covered his mouth from saying this out loud, and reason he's just spouting nonsense because he's drunk. Since the people knew Kella is the weakest of the Demon King's children, they are sure this will be easy hunt for them. They also assume even though it is marked as S-rank, this could be B-rank since Kella isn't that dangerous monster. Kella wants to get extra careful not to get found out, so they decided to leave. She's concerned of what is she going to call him while they are in public. Kella think about it, and he replied call me Chiwu. Rin found this name weird, but Kella had no choice and ordered her to call him as Chiwu. As they about to leave the Asrol, Commander Skillies spotted them and asked if S-rank quest is true. Kella and Rin agreed since they saw it too. Kella recognized her earlier as people calling her as Arsal's hope, that means she's not some ordinary person. She was disappointed after the raid. The Demon King's son survived, and Kella acted like he didn't know this demon, and said it's just Kella, a weakling demon, and they must not worry about it. Commander Skillies got speechless, then she grabs their shoulders. She said, not worth worrying about. The Demo King's bloodline is still alive. You guys, I've been noticing, there's a strange smell coming off you. You guys, there's no doubt. Kella and Rin thought they were caught. But in reality, Commander Skillies think they haven't bathed in days of travel, so she advised to take a shower on her place and have another drink. This made the speechless, and they agreed to get along with them. Later on, at Commander Skillies' house, Kella was enjoying the warm and fragrant hot spring water. Not only that, the tea and snacks are so good. This made him wonder if this is also made with magic. Kella always wished he could live in a game like World, and right now, he think this dream came true. So starts to think if this reincarnate thing is another life where he need to fix his past mistakes. Meanwhile, Rin was focusing not to get exposed or else they will be dead for sure. Commander Skillies assured to her this is their best bath, which she agree, but she wonder why she looks so tense like a demon caught for hunting. Rin told her this was a crazy talk. In order to relax, Commander Skillies gave her a special scent. This magic made her situation bad because the holy light scent is bad for the demons. It drains their magical power, so if she keeps this up, their transformation spell will wear off. She starts to panic as she don't know what to do anymore. However, Commander Skillies revealed her feelings, thinking the pain would end once she killed the Demon King, while Rin was trying her best to talk less as she want to leave as soon as possible. When Commander Skillies was about to tell her backstory, our stupid servant stops her drama and leave her alone to go at the bathroom. She just sighed and thinks she didn't like their vibe. Rin was glad she made it in time. Luckily, she meet Kella at the hallway, complimenting the hot spring, but Rin scolded him, as this is the right time to be amazed. She revealed to him that she almost lost her transformation, and Kella don't know what she meant. Rin explained that mage's disposition alone can make demons lose their magic and transformation. This made Kella to think if it really could have been really bad. But he ignored the danger as he wants to take a quick nap, but Rin advises him to leave immediately. Commander Skillies heard about this and felt disappointed as she thought they going for a round 2. Rin remember about it, but she told that they really had to go. Commander Skillies cast her magic and told she's going to make a drinks and food with her gourmet magic. This caught Kella's attention, so he left no other choice and agreed to try it now. However, outside her castle, there are some warrior who talking about a demon inside. They revealed that inside this castle, there are blood relative of the Demon King that must capture. Going back inside, she prepared their alcohol that is made up with holy water. Kella felt awkward because holy water would burn him. Just imagine if he drink it up. Then she bring up again the story of her life that she supposed to tell to Rin earlier. At first, she joined the Tarkon unit to kill the Demon King. She showed her scar during a test back then, and this surprised them since they didn't see this scar earlier. She tied her hair, revealing her missing one eye. Hearing this made them shocked. Commander Skillies had been hiding this transformation magic, and every time she look at herself, it make her feels like she's reliving that pain again. It all began when Talcon unit take all the survivors from the demon race raid. Captain Kilmon declared their Talcon unit exists to slay the Demon King, and they overcome all pain and eliminate the Demon King. He yelled and ordered them to get up and shout their goal. This goal is to eliminate the Demon King. Commander Skilly's dedicated her whole life to killing the Demon King and earned this scars. Kella was surprised when she came at him and asked where have he been all this time. Then she pulled his clothes, assuming he must have at least one scar. This made Kella a bit anxious from what she's talking. She added that his skin is flawless and not a single scar can be spotted. Rin starts to get alerted. Because her skill is touching him, it makes his transformation to lose. Commander Skillies goes to his ear and whisper, "You're a demon, aren't you?" This made Kella to panic as she knew it from the start. Suddenly, the rats had been alerted from the noise that the Arsal's guard made. They are surprised from their sudden appearance. Kella and Rin assumed she brought the guards to cath them. Commander Skillies wasn't surprised they are here. The guards declared their intel was right after seeing her eyes. He added she's hiding her true form all this time. It turns out, this girl is a demon who infiltrated Arsal from the very beginning. This was even more surprise Kella and Rin to hear about this, so he realized they aren't here to catch them, but instead to catch Skillies. This made her no choice since she had no reason to hide anymore, and she revealed that she's the one who leaked the info about her being a demon. They didn't hesitate to give everything they've got to kill her immediately. Skillies was unfazed since she's a mage who rose to the top of Tarkon's elite. She's confident that even a dozen mages from Arsal aren't enough to take her. Rin concernedly tells Kella to look out, but he's too intimidated by her power. In an instant, Skillies casted a powerful magic that instantly dispersed all the guards who raided her home. They are surprised by her insane magic power. But the thing Kella wonders is, if she just protect them. Skillies knew they are actually a demon, and advised them not to hide it from her, because she is one of the daughter of the Demon King Hel Kaldun, and her name is Skillies Kaldun. This reality shocks them, and since she had no time to explain how it happened, she wants to show it through her memory transfer spell. Her magic casted through her, and they saw Hel Kaldun, and a girl talking about a complete mutated demon that can hide the horns and demonic energy of the demon tribe. At first she had no idea what they meant, so Hel Kaldun explained to her that his blood runs through her veins. That means she's his daughter. Yet she's confused because she's one of countless experimental subjects from the moment she was born. She experienced countless torturous experiments, and her life is about surviving in every single day. The other children were born with her had died, so she thought she would end the same as them. But now, she just become a daughter of the great Demon King. She honored her life for King Hel Kaldun. Since then, he bestowed his name upon her. Skillies swore her life to Hel Kaldun to infiltrate the heart of the enemy and report their secrets. From that time, she swore to her life to do anything just for the great Demon King. Later on, at the Arsal Kingdom, someone noticed her unconscious, assuming she was attacked by demons. They immediately took her in and treated her wounds. But little did they not know, this is their plan to get inside the enemy territory. From that time, he trained herself as a mage from Arsal and reached even Valua by enduring all the pain from that training. She became the part of Talkin, one of the strongest military unit of all. During the final battle, she was happy to see her father again after 15 years. That time, she wanted nothing more than to run into his arms, but she couldn't do it, because their plan is to wait until all the forces fall and Kilmon is left alone. On that fight, her role is to secretly sabotage Talkin's troops with her magic and support her father until he killed Commander Kilmon. Once it happened, she could return to the Demon King's castle to reunite with her father to live a new life by her father's side. But it didn't happen. Commander Kilmon acknowledged his strength for surpassing his expectation. King Kaldun didn't show any interest on what he said, so Captain Kilmon expected him to be arrogant to the end, so he manifested a power that could end them. Captain Kilmon used everything he got to kill him, and King Kaldun tried to counter this. Skillies knew this is bad, but she can't do anything, then listening to her father's voice echo through her mind. Before he died, he called her, giving her the last order. Regard the one who inherits my power as the next great Demon King, and protect them to the end. This is the final moments before King Hel Kaldun die. As the smoke fade, the only thing left in the center of the battlefield is his head. She can't believe of what just happened. After 15 years of waiting, all she had is her father's death. After this, she had no choice but to return to Valua with the reinforcement troops that arrived too late. A festival of celebration swept across the entire continent, including Talua. A festival commemorating the great Demon King's defeat for the first time in thousands of years. This pushes her to retire and return to the place she first infiltrated on father's command to Arsal, which became her second home. This is her way to begin again, but this time, to avenge her father who was mercilessly slain. So she planned to wipe out every last of them, starting with Arsal. Rin can't believe she's an actual daughter of the Demon King. Also, Kella thought she had finally escaped from those devilish siblings. Yet he still had another sibling at this place. Skillies doesn't want to force him to cooperate with her as a fellow demon, but the problem is, Arsal is a huge threat to their kind. She is sure if they ignored this place, even the last remaining hope of the demon tribe will die soon, which is Kella. He understood what she meant because even in games, mages always make up the bulk of a force's power. That means if they let them be, the most endangered person will be himself. However, one of the leaders of this bastard group knew that explosion will attract everyone, so she doesn't want to let anyone steal his credit. He ordered everyone to raise their mana to the max. Since these ignorant humans attacked him first, he had enough. He revealed his true form, and said this is just self-defense. As Skillies turned around, she was surprised and feel a huge energy coming from him. She easily recognized this energy is the same demonic energy from their father. On that night, they fight endlessly. While doing this, Rin witnesses what looks like a massacre, and since Arsal is Skillies' second home, she knew every inch of this land's geography inside and out. She blew up every major facility of the magic school and government. Even Kella used the magic of the snake to swiftly bring down the powerful figures drunk on the heat of the festival. Before they join assault, the mage nation of Arsal was neutralized more easily than they expected. Flames erupted across the city, and even the sky was engulfed in fire. One of Arsal's soldiers can't believe, as there's no way for the Arsal to fall this easily. As he about to curse them, Skillies simply burn him to crisp. She doesn't want him to take her line, and said, "I'm the one who can't forgive you." This is where everything started. Once they are done with the Arsal, their next target is the Talcan forces, and after that is the great empire of Talua. Hearing this, they think it too far and impossible to happen. Kella wants to split their ways since they helped each other enough, but Skillies stopped him for a while. She mentioned Kella's unique magic power, so she knew he's the second son of Hel Kaldun. This caught his attention, and since there's no need for him to hide it, he agreed. Even though she knew it, she still wants to confirm this. Since she's a mutant born not from the direct bloodline, but from Hel's blood magic, she acknowledged Kella to blood related. Since he was born before she was made, she wants to call Kella as Appa, an Korean term for older brother. Thinking Kella wants to seek revenge from the death of his father, she invited him to join with her, but in reality, Kella wants to ran away instead of seeking revenge. While Kella was hesitant to say it, Rin worried that Kella would say no as Skillies looks like she will kill him, so Kella had no other choice and agreed to revenge his father. Therefore, Skillies convinced him to go together and burn everyone with vengeance, so Kella did. He assumes Skillies know he need the Arsal's magic, so their Palin is buying time through revenge scheme and accepts Skillies as an ally. Little did they not know, this crazy-ass Bodart's still alive after all those attacks. His plan is to inform the Talua. Later that day, the Talua Kingdom received an emergency message from Arsal Kingdom. The great king of Talua asked about this, and his underlings stated the emergency message said, one of the commander of Talcan unit named Skillies was discovered to be a demon, and the mages of Arsal tried to handle it, but the great king knew there's a lapses. The assistant added the Kella Kaldun suddenly appeared and turned Arsal into ashes along with her. This drives the great king of Talua mad, and surprised to know there's a demon king's bloodline lingering in Arsal. Knowing Kella related to Skillies, it makes the king more mad. He was scared this information spread all over the Talua, because this will mock them. So before that happens, he make an order to execute Skillies and Kella Kaldun and bring their heads. This guy is Hayden. The head mage of Talua swore his name to eliminate them at once. Wasting no time, he left the room, but before leaving, he vented his anger to Hel Kaldun's bloodline that continuously tormenting them, so he swore to burn every last one of their kind to the ground. He heads to the office and asks the news about the Killian unit's return. The assistant responses that the message probably reached Captain Killian, as he was instructed to return the movement he received it. It reveals Killian is a dragon knight stronger than even Kilmon. In order to kill Kella and Skillies, they need Killian. However, Killian already received the message and found out their brother Kilmon already died. The messenger agreed as he sacrificed his life to defeat the Demon King. Killian think it's just a pathetic reason because in the end, he died at the hands of the filthy demons. The messenger informed him that Talua said they needed his help to hunt down the surviving Kella Khaldun. But he ignored the fact they needed him because all matters to him is their death brother, and he swore to kill every demon on the continent. Before that, he will start with Kella Khaldun. Going back to Kella, he was surprised to see a huge meat prepared by Skillies, which wonder who's going to eat it all. Rin is confused of her secret to not gain weight, so Skillies explained to her if she eat fast, poop fast, then she won't gain weight if she do this. Rin was amazed by her miraculous logic. However, Kella were more concerned about her attitude far different from Seldra, and Tarm who tries to kill him, so in order to assure this, he asked if he had hate towards him since he's a real son unlike hers. But as he expected, she declared her hate enough to want to kill him. But because the blood of his father runs into him, she can't simply hate him, rather because he carries their father's blood, she have the will to protect with her life. This surprised him to hear, unlike their two siblings who tried to kill him, but she's different from them. She held his hand and swore from now on, she will risk her life to protect him. This made him understand her motives, but Rin got jealous as Kella blushes to her. She grabs his attention but giving the food that she had even though he was full. Then she also swore to take care of his health and protect him until she die, and her action made him wonder why she's suddenly overreacting. Their attention shifted about the reality, where all nation probably know the situation about the Arsal, so many demon hunters will gather around here. Not only that the terrain also isn't safe, so they should camp elsewhere. But for Kella, he think is a perfect place to camp because he just need a few adjustments to make it a hidden fortress that's hard to detect. First, he altered the terrain according to his design and built a secret fortress. Then, while resting in the fortress, he learned something from this battle. After using excessive mana, his body must rest in hindsight. Even the Demon King used to rest after battles. Even Skillies who used more mana than him needed a long rest. They were able to hide safely and recover in this secret fortress. Meanwhile, at the Talua Kingdom, Lord Killian finally arrived. They declared that the White Tarkhan has arrived. Looking at them made the great king send chills down to his spine. Everyone greeted their arrival, the strongest battalion, White Tarkhan. Audria, one of Killian's comrade, notices growth by several levels, then she mentioned Kilmon. If see him like this, he would have been proud. Suddenly he got yelled by this girl for telling him to watch his words, because he's so insensitive. Kalka shows his empathy with Killian to take the king's summon order, and even himself couldn't calm his anger after losing loved ones. Killian coldly replied sorry to him, and said there's something he must show to Cuddly. Upon entering the castle, the first thing he goes is the one who killed his brother, not only that there's something he must show to Cuddly. They look at Hel Khaldun's chopped head, and asked Cuddly if she could possibly track Kella Khaldun with her tracking spell, which she agreed. By her magic, she can track the relative using the bloodstains left on the head. As the tracking process began, Killian mocked him to watch closely from here as what they are about to do. Since they have recovered, Skillies declared they are going to crush them since she knew the 2nd Battalion of Tarkhan will be assembled soon. Rin was a bit curious about this, so Skillies explained to them that 2nd Battalion were actually Talua, and since they didn't expect the 1st Battalion to successfully hunt the Demon King. Their 1st Battalion was just an experiment. What Talua truly invested power into was the 2nd Battalion, the White Tarkhan. Kella caught his attention after hearing this. She added this group was led by Killian, the young brother of Commander Kilmon, an elite unit composed of geniuses specialized in combat. Kella understood she meant the one who killed by their father. Skillies hate to admit this, but she revealed that they are far beyond Kilmon to a degree even she can't predict.